Hello, welcome to my channel, Unity151. My name is Joe. I talk and review sci-fi, military sci-fi, space opera books and audio books. Please like, comment, subscribe. Today I've got, bang, picture there, Jack Campbell's Lost Fleet, Dauntless, non-spoiler review. I'm going to talk about 5 topics that I personally really like in a book. So it's going to be the world building and the story, you're going to have the characters, battles, and you've got technology, machines of war and aliens, or who the enemy are, because usually they're both the same thing. I'm going to read the back of the book and then we're going to talk about the 5 points, and I'm going to give it a 1 or a 5 depending on what it is. A time of war. After 100 years of brutal war against the
Syndicates! I know!
Enemy territory, the Alliance fleet is marooned deep in enemy territory, weakened and demoralised and desperate to make it home. Their fate rests in the hands of Captain Black Jack Geary, I think it's Geary. I was reading it, I just think it's Grays, but I think it's Geary. I'm probably wrong anyway. Sorry. A man who has been presumed dead, but then emerges from a century of survival hibernation to find his name had become legend. Forced by a cruel twist of fate into taking command of the fleet, Geary's must find a way to inspire the battle-hardened and exhausted men and women of the fleet, or face certain annihilation by their enemies. Wow. That sounds terrible, doesn't it? You know what? It's really good. I really like the book. You've got ships fighting, or crews, ships fighting their ships, fighting for their lives. You've got people in the fleet who are fighting, but they're not helping each other because they all think they can do it better and stuff. It's so disorganised. It's absolute chaos. And old Blackjack, he has to rectify this issue. He's gone to sleep with like a military like we have now, and he's woken up to they vote on stuff, and there's like no tactics, and they just dive into battles, and they just do rash decisions. It's like sort of, they just, all the ships just go and attack, and that's what the enemy does as well. So it's complete chaos, and he has to just try and rectify this whole issue and try and survive because they got annihilated in a silly attack they done. It's really interesting. So Blackjack, he has to retrain the crew. No, not retrain the crew. He has to basically like educate them, because old stuff by like this time, which is modern to him and us, well not us because it's in the future of us, but stuff that's just normal to him, they just don't do, and they've got no idea. So he's trying to retrain them, and it's just, I liked it. It was really good. It was annoying because I'd like to think our military wouldn't like dissolve and downgrade itself like that, but it was really, really interesting. So this book and this whole series, I'm actually doing this with a read along with Ramsey. There it is. And then there's Cole from another channel, which will be there, but it might be delayed, it might be after there now. Yeah, so that's that. So now we're going to get into story and world building. So Syndics and the Alliance have been at war for about 100 years. It's been a very stalemate war. That some win, then they lose, and the other ones win, then they lose, back forward, and everything's, technology's gone so advanced, but like their actual way they fight and the military's downgraded horrendously. And the Syndics, basically, they give the Alliance a, well, they give an object. Someone betrayed them, give them an object. This is all straight away from the beginning. There's no spoilers, it's just how the book starts. They got hold of something, they got hold of it, like, right, that's it, bang. They took it, no tactical, like, oh, we've got to do something. They just took it, boom, jumped, went and attacked, and then they got absolutely smashed it with a trap. And that's basically where it starts. And then after that, Blackjack gets forced into power to help everyone, and they're on the run. They escape the first initial problem they had, and he just bails and he just does what he can do, and he's just running away. And then as he's going, he's training the crew to get them better, so then they can then attack, or not attack, they can defend themselves, and then a few counter attacks. There's a bit of mystery goes on. There's a sort of, I can't spoil it, there's a bit of mystery at the end and midway. Some stuff, again, I can't say. Politics as well. Madame Co-President, she's got a name, I can't remember what it is. She's like a proper thorn in Blackjack's side, but a good thorn. But it's very interesting with her political side of it, because she's right there behind Blackjack all the time. He just turns around, she's standing there, just like asking blunt questions. Other captains, other ships, they're not all on board by getting behind him, which is interesting. Everyone thinks he's some sort of superhero, so half the crew love him and the other half sort of don't like him or kind of scared of him. Then you've got a few people who don't like him. Lots of drama, but interesting drama. It's very good. I liked it. The story worlding was really, really interesting. I'll give that a 4 out of 5. Blackjack, he's interesting because he's just woken up for obviously 100 years of sleeping, basically. And he's really groggy, and the author does a good job of showing how tired he is from all of this stuff. He gets very angry because, he's knackered. Even though he's been asleep for such a long time, he's so exhausted. He has to have medication to keep him awake and keep his energy, and he's just literally woken up, and then bang, you're in charge of all these ships, and there's loads of ships. There's problems with the ships and stuff, so it's very interesting how his character develops across, and he does, how he actually behaves to the fact that everyone worships him, which is very interesting too. I like how he interacts with the crew, how he doesn't want to interact with people, but he knows he needs to help the fleet do its job, basically. So that was very interesting. How he interacts with Madame Co-President, I can't remember her name. That was good. She is an interesting character. I spoke briefly. She's got the Alliance, and in the Alliance, I'm guessing there's many alliances. And one of the alliances, that lady controls half, part of the Alliance, and she's looking after another Alliance's fleet as well. So she's just looking for the best interest of the Alliance and her part of the Alliance, and she threatens that she will leave him because she doesn't trust him because of this, he's branded as this sort of person, and she doesn't trust him and the way he acts and all that stuff. So their relationship is very, very interesting. His relationship with his number 2. Now, he doesn't actually have a ship that he controls. He controls all the ships. The lady who controls, or is the captain of the Dauntless, but she's basically his number 2, so he's always talking to her, and those two bounce each other really nice. And she questions him, but in good ways, and he asks her for advice, and she learns from him and get a lot of feeling and stuff, which that was very, very good as well. I really like that. His interaction with two Alliance officers or captains of other ships, they're just arses, and they just don't like him, and they just want to do everything themselves, and they want to just leave the fleet, and in a battle they didn't listen to orders and they did their own thing, and how Blackjack's patience with them and how he's trying to do the best for the fleet, and so all that stuff. Really interesting. The characters and the I liked them. They're very interesting. I would like more. There's a lot. It was very on just Blackjack. It's just his point of view. But I probably would have liked a bit more interaction with characters. There's a lot of internal dialogue with Blackjack, which I liked, but maybe a few more characters. I don't know. I still liked it anyway. I'll go 3.5 out of 5. Battles. Now, you sort of start off the aftermath of a battle. There's a little sort of something going on at the gate with some mines and battle cruisers. That's a nice little touch. There was a mid-battle which was really messy, really messy, and then there was a big final battle. And the big final battle was very interesting. Now, I liked it, but where you're seeing it just from Jack's point of view, Blackjack, sorry, he's in the ship and he's seeing it all on a screen, so that's how you're seeing it. But obviously the way it's described, you envision a big picture in your head. It was good. I liked it. It was very good. The battles were very interesting. It was very detailed, as well as time lags involved with this. So it's not just all the ships are doing as and when. It's time lags. So whereas from his point of view, he's controlling the fleet, taking into account for time lag. So stuff's happened that he doesn't know about yet, but when he sees it, he already knows it happens. So he has to react to something that's already happened a few minutes before, or a few hours and stuff like that. Very interesting. Really interesting. I like that. I haven't read nothing like that, so I liked it. Kind of reminded me of playing a strategy game. That's how I felt, seeing everything. Whereas usually, or other books I've read, you see from flying the ship's point of views and stuff, so you feel it as a ship. With this, I feel like you're looking top down over a massive battle, and as he's commanding everything, it's all pieces moving around. That's how I felt. I felt like I was playing a strategy game. So that's good. I'll give it 4 out of 5. Technology and the machines of war. Well, the ships look like that, which are really cool. And the other books, they've all got different ships, which I like. Something that I really like is the ships. They're all different ship classes, and not just like one super class ship that does everything. You've got destroyers, you've got cruisers, you've got battleships, you've got cruisers. I might have already said that. You've got heavy cruisers, auxiliary ships as well. So like auxiliary ships, they're the ones that even though they fight, but they're at the back because they're traveling over long distances. They repair, replenish any equipment, anything that needs doing, parts and stuff. I really like that. I really appreciate the variety, a nice pool, nice variety of ships. You know, ships, they all have their own jobs and they all work together as a massive fleet. When it's one single ship that does everything, I don't know. As much as that's cool, I like a variety of ships. The weapons are really interesting. You've got projectiles, missiles, a special sort of weapon which I'm not really going to go into, spoils. Very interesting. I like all that stuff. The shields, interesting again. You got the travelling system. They go through black holes. I think black holes, or the gravity wells of a sun. I can't remember. Anything like that, I think actually. Just slingshot and go through light speed, however they do it. And then there's another way, a new method of travelling as well, called the hypernet. Again, very interesting. This is very interesting stuff. I like it. No, I'll give that a 4 out of 5 as well. It was very good and it was very wide and nice variety of stuff. Aliens and or who the enemy are. Well, I think it's a Syndicate, but I call it Syndic. Oh, whatever. Syndicate. They're basically CEOs. That's what they are. They're a big, humongous CEO group controlling loads of planets, as far as I'm aware. And it seems they, on their own, are able to fight the Alliance. So the Alliance is obviously quite big, because there's loads of different groups, and the Syndicate is just one. The CEOs, that's basically how it's all run. It's all done by, like this, you have to, rules, regulations, do this, times, you do your jobs like that. Very office. Very, like that. As well as they're very oppressive to their people. So in this, you've got defense platforms, and defense platforms, they even state in the book, they're pointless because they're static defenses. They're easy to kill, but they've got them around lots of planets of their own people, and the theory is that they talk about in the book is the only reason why they've got them is just to control their people, because a lot of people don't like living under these people, under the Syndicate, because they, jobs, they just yank the jobs, minimum wage, less than minimum wage, like they're not very nice people. They've got terrible attitude, but it's interesting. I like them. There's no aliens in it as of yet, no aliens. That's it really, can't really go into anymore, so I like them. They're an interesting baddies. I'll give them a 4 out of 5 as well. Good book, really enjoyed it. Want to do the next one. I've already bought them all anyway because I've got a problem. It's a read along, so if you want to join the read along, please message me on Twitter or Discord or anything like that. Yeah, good book, thoroughly enjoyed it. If you haven't read it, it's an old book, go read it. If you have read it, perfect. Yes, so thank you for listening, thank you for watching. This was Jack Campbell's Lost Fleet Dauntless non-spoiler review. Boom, done, finally. Oh, my eyes, I'm dying. Aliens and horror. Personally like, those 5 topics are... Oh, I can't want to start with. Oh, my eyes. Is that really hurting now? Oh, I'm gonna cry. Dauntless.